I'm making this video on something I've noticed. Um, it's pretty much all over the place. It's all over the country. It's kind of scary, actually, if you think about it. But if you look around on any street corner in America and keep your eyes open and be watching stuff, watching the way things work, you notice that there's a lot of people running these smoke and vape shops. Usually they're different nationality. They're not. I don't think they're not from America. I mean, maybe they live in America, but they're not from America. And basically what they do is they just run these smoke and vape shops, which is kind of a gateway for harder stuff, I would think. Just from observing it, and it's a bit strange watching these people, because they have there's no, like, if you ever go down to Mexico and you see people working at open air shops, they just kind of stand there on the corner, and sell their stuff. And I kind of noticed that's kind of the way it is out here, where these people basically just stand on the corner in front of a vape shop, smoke shop, and just, kind of waiting for people to pull up and drive up. And this is one of the things I believe, honestly, what's really wrong with this country now is we have basically let people in that have no regard for anything that's good. The love of money has basically possessed them to the point where they see people as a way for them to make money and eat. And I think it's wrong. I don't think it's. I mean, I grew up in the 70s. They had some crazy stuff going on back then, but what I'm seeing just seems very wrong. The way these people are just capitalizing on other people's addictions and creating addictions too. But if you watch them, I watch them. Sometimes I even get my binoculars and sit there on the corner and watch, because I don't care. But I've noticed, I've watched them, and they just, there's no shame in what they do. I mean, sure, it's a free enterprise. You can do whatever you want to do. But they're not stupid either, because they'll target the poorer parts of town, and then they set up shop there. And then, just try to take advantage of people, and people bite. I'm in North Carolina. There's there's not a lot of money here. The healthcare basically sucks. I mean, the healthcare is like, it's a mess. I mean, or the healthcare basically takes over everybody's life, and any type of real, production, they take that away by basically forcing people into places that are stressful, like poorer parts of town. And then you have the vape shops and the smoke shops and the liquor stores there to get you to buy all their crap. I know, because back in the 90s, I was living in San Diego, and they had the same thing going on out there. Same old cigarettes, beer, wine. You could buy anything you wanted out there. And this is 30 years ago, and it was still happening there. Now, if you go to the better parts of town, in any city, you go to the better parts of town where it's not all, kind of run down, older homes. You will not see one freaking smoke shop. You will not see one vape shop. And you also see more of a police presence. Strategically placed in places that people go to. The restaurants, stuff like that. More high-end restaurants, stuff like that. You'll see the cops hanging out down there. But in the poorer parts of town, you're not going to see a whole lot of cops. You might see, like, if there's a shooting, yeah. There's a robbery, yeah. But you're not going to see the cops, really focusing on these areas because they're depressed areas. Like where I live is not totally a depressed area. It's kind of, I would say it's in between being a depressed area and not being a depressed area. We have nice parks. You go walk to parks and stuff. But that's the one thing I have noticed out here is that a lot of people will set up shop out here in these kind of the main roads. And then they put like big banners and stuff, and they got all the flashy lights and everything, trying to get people to come in and buy their crap. And the strange thing is that is I'm aware of it because I've been around for many decades, and if I had a lot of money, I probably wouldn't be living where I'm at now. But I'm retired, so. Once you retire, sometimes you have to give up some of those, some of those good things that you had before. It's just, just the way it is, life choice or whatever. And sometimes we don't really have a choice. We just have to kind of roll with the punches. But that's one thing I noticed. It's pretty much all over America, these smoke and vape shops. They just set up shop and they kind of just they pop their head out onto the street, looking to see if people are going to come in. And for me, it just seems, I honestly believe that's what's wrong with this country, is just this disregard for anything but the dollar bill. And I've been watching it for decades, and it'll make you, if you open up your eyes and see what's really going on there day to day, you're going to realize that we are being targeted to buy stuff that is basically just killing us. So that's all I got to say about that. You should probably go walk because walking's a healthy choice. Right now there's a lot of pollen in the air, so much pollen is not really that healthy for especially older adults because respiratory issues, whatever, from smoking and vaping all their life. I don't know. And remember to always brush and floss. I'm finding that flossing will save your pearly whites. And even if they're not pearly white, they'll probably, at least you'll be able to maybe save what you got. All right, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want. If you don't want, I don't care. And for all the people that are still into skating, skate or die. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.